Welcome to World Local News. I'm your host, Fredy and I'm here with my man, Greg Perlman. Guys, this episode is episode 16, and we go in. We didn't take a long break. We've been here the whole time with you. Guys, we cover motherfucking Shang-Chi. We cover
the new Sopranos movie.
Oh, we cover
Italian stereotypes.
Italian guys are mad, and it's hilarious. We cover Joe Rogan and Cardi B and that whole, ivermectin fucking anti-mask.
And lastly, we cover Andrew Xiang going rogue.
Yeah,
starting his new party.
Andrew Yang's going to a new party, guys. So I like doing these intros because I have anxiety and I like to know what I'm getting myself into. So this is for all my people with anxiety, all right?
Make sure you subscribe to World Local News on YouTube. Find us on iTunes and Spotify. Follow Fredy at
Fredy Valoy, FREDDY VALOY.
And you can follow us on Instagram at World Local News. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, Greg Perlman.
Without any further ado, let's get to this episode.
Welcome to World Local News. Recording live from Raleigh, North Carolina, in front of no audience. World Local News, 80% news, 20% bullshit. You've got questions? So do we. Like my grandmother always says, don't knock it till you try it 8 times. I'm not wearing pants. World Local News, everything is fucked. Let's get on with the show.
Man, I had the shittiest weekend, man. I had my weekend completely ruined.
Why?
All right, so I know you're not a fan of the show The Sopranos.
I've just never watched it. You just slandered my name there.
You got to put the facts out there as quickly as possible. You've never seen it.
I just never saw it, but I didn't have hate or disdain towards it. I was like, that's one of those. I'll get around to it one day. I was excited about this movie, and I'm assuming you're about to.
All right, so.
Oh God. Oh.
So. I grew up watching The Sopranos.
White guys are mad.
Yeah, white guys are mad. Trigger warning. White guys are mad. So I grew up watching Sopranos. Watched it with the family on Sundays. It was a part of our life. And during quarantine, I rewatched the entire series, all 8 episodes.
Yeah, and
it holds up, or all 8 seasons rather. It holds up. It's great. And so when they announced that they were making a prequel to the TV show, I was hyped.
Yeah.
The producers of the show, the writers of the show, they were going to be involved. I was hyped.
Yeah.
And it arrives on my HBO Max on Friday.
So what? So paint a picture here. You like, what did you have snacks ready?
Dude,
what was the vibe like?
Dude, first off, I planned a lovely Friday evening for myself.
Solo.
That's good. with the dog, of course.
Okay, yeah.
But
you're never alone.
We can't discuss the movie afterwards. You know what I mean? I mean, we could. It would just be a one-sided conversation, and I'd look like a crazy person.
What if what the movie sucks and he just walks out? I can't watch this, man. Like,
well, I think he did. I think 30 minutes in, he was sitting on the couch next to me, and he just walked to his cage, and he was like, "I'm out, dude. I can't do this anymore." So I set up a perfect Friday evening for myself. I had a nice workout. I structured my day around the dinner I was going to order. I ordered a Mexican feast.
Nice.
I was hyped. I was ready. Lights out on the couch.
Does Mexican make you like shit? Like, does it fuck with your bowel movement at all?
Not immediately. So next morning,
yes,
we're going to spend some time on the toilet, but
that's good, because that shows the level of you're like, I'm willing to go through this for this experience, and Sopranos was revolving around Sopranos, so you're excited about this.
I was set up for even if the Mexican food went south and it turned my stomach,
yeah,
I was going to be on the couch no matter what. I was going to gut it out.
You know
what I mean?
Okay.
I'm
okay.
When they talk about Greg Perlman, they always use the word determination. And when I have a plan, I'm going to stick to it. So there were no bathroom breaks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
Wait, you don't press pause and go to the bathroom? But I didn't get that.
I mean, it depends on what DEFCON level I'm at. You know what I mean? If it's DEFCON level 5,
yeah.
All right.
I feel like with poop, I always get 2 warnings, and then you got it. You got it by the, because you feel it in your stomach. You're like, I gotta take a shit. If you wait a little bit, it goes away. Then like between 20 and an hour 15, you get that second one going. Like
then it's time. Then it's time.
Yeah,
to handle it.
by then you should find your shit, because the third one won't be it's the least patient one. Yeah.
No, because sometimes that first one it's like a phantom gargle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you might get like a quick little pain, your stomach goes,
yeah,
and then you just move on from it.
Yeah.
Well, I was prepared.
Set up your night. My bad. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was prepared. So I was prepared, for a bathroom emergency. Like,
yeah.
But, so food comes, lights go out. It's about 9:00 Friday night. This is my night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Immediately, the movie starts with like a horrible, like, basically like homage to the TV show. One of the characters from the TV show start narrating it, and then it hops into the movie. And like, I don't know. Here's a question for you. Does Italian outrage exist?
Yeah, I think it's at the foundation of an Italian man. That's why I love Italian men. I like dramatic men. I like cultures that foster dramatic men.
Let me rephrase.
Yeah.
Does Italian outrage exist as it relates to like Italian stereotypes?
Like they get angry and they're emotional?
No, more like the mafia stereotypes, like the traditional stereotypical mafia Italian stereotype. Do you think there's outrage about that in the Italian community?
No, they love it. They soak it in. They're like fucking people act. They like, I remember growing up, Italian dudes, they put that whole like aura on. Hey, fucking, you could tell they would stretch it out a little bit, which I respect, because there's animation in like that Italian American archetype. So I would have fun with that too.
Yeah. Well, and that, I mean, the TV show definitely leans into those stereotypes.
Yeah.
I think, more so to portray like an accurate story.
Yeah.
But the movie like puts those stereotypes like on steroids, man. Like it
goes hard.
It goes hard in the paint, but like they tried to do it in a way that like honors the TV show.
Yeah.
But it just comes off as like really offensive.
And Italian, that's one of the few subcultures you can make fun of.
I feel like that will never die.
Yeah, but it sounds like this movie even got close to being like, all right, dude, this is offensive. Like,
it was just
not all Italians are like that.
Yeah.
And
like it just went a little over the top. It was just like, so like they were trying to be serious. Like it's a serious movie. There's nothing funny about it at all, except I was laughing the entire time because of how ridiculous these like throwback payback tributes to the show made it. It was just incredible.
So they were hitting the fan service. They were trying to hit you in the nostalgia.
Yeah.
They were
like little like ticks or nuances that one of the TV show characters had in their younger version in the movie. They would like try and hype it up. So there's this one character, Sal.
Yeah.
Sal is Tony Soprano, like the main character's like
right-hand man.
It's his right-hand man, consigliere.
Nice.
Yeah, you see that? I'm trilingual.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
I'm trilingual. So in the TV show, he like kind of talks with like, like a stereotypical Italian, hey, gabagool. And then it's like he imagines what Robert De Niro's face looks like when Robert De Niro ate bad Mexican and is taking a shit, and he does that. So
you call this Mexican? You call this Mexican?
This shit?
This shit? You call this
shit?
I fucking shit the side of my ass.
Fucking shit.
Get this.
Get this shit. This shit. So the younger version of the character does like a comical version of that. But the TV show Sal also has like this crazy like pompadour poof hairstyle.
Yeah.
And they like do an origin story of his hair in the movie, where like young Sal is like a bald guy who's got like the shittiest comb over you've ever seen. And you're like, oh shit, Sal started bald. Like, I wonder how
he got his hair. So his hairline got a character arc in this as well.
Yeah, but
it's an odd choice.
But 20, 30 minutes later, he's got the toupee that he wears in the TV show, but they don't explain what happened.
Like, what do you mean? Why below
He
Jimmy?
just shows up in a scene with hair now.
And nobody mentions it?
Not a fucking word.
Did his
dude.
feelings get hurt? He's like, he got a new hairstyle. Nobody noticed.
Dude, you want to talk about dramatic, like emotional, like, gestural people. They didn't, oh, you fucking hair. Not a fucking word.
See, that seems like
That's
they
a
would.
missed opportunity.
Yeah, they would definitely comment on that for sure.
100%. And like, listen, you've got a shaved head.
Yeah,
You're technically a bald guy most times.
I
mean,
am
you
actually a bald guy too. Yeah.
Can you not grow like the little like Homer Simpson ring anymore?
No, well, I guess no. I guess I still have some on the top of my head too, but I guess you're right. I guess hair grows in. It's
Yeah,
not,
but
it ain't permanent. I
But
guess.
that what would you call that? Like a bowl?
No, that's the horseshoe. I can't wait to grow that.
Oh, the horseshoe.
Because I'm gonna once all the middle shit goes,
Yeah.
and I'm not fucking joking one bit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to grow the horseshoe out into like an afro.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's happening.
Now will you like trump it and comb it over and
No
make it
comb
look like
over.
a full head of hair?
No, just right back.
Interesting.
And I don't even think I'd dye it honestly, because then it be too reminiscent of a clown. But I fuck with clowns a little bit. I don't know what they do, but I respect that they're doing it.
You don't know what clowns do?
Yeah, like-
where's the confusion? Let's try and clear this up in real time.
So clowns, like they did a study, and like 97% of kids hate clowns. But yet they're at the hospitals all the time. A lot of people. I'm not terrified of clowns, but a lot of people are terrified of clowns. But they're still out there doing their thing, and I respect that.
Oh, so you're not confused about what clowns actually do. You're just confused about the fascination of clowns.
Like, why do it? Like, clowns are
why do we have them?
They're one of the most hated on subcultures, yet they still ride, bro. And they're like happy. I want to know. I know someone whose mom is a clown.
Really?
Yeah. Like she goes on like girls weekends and they dress up as clowns. She's like, I'm going out clowning. Like,
No.
yeah,
they call
bro.
it clowning?
Yeah. That's why I was like,
That's hilarious.
And I wanted to have her on the podcast, but I don't want to be rude and be like, dude, can I have your mom on? Because like I'm legit. Because I'm
so fascinated.
I'm not terrified of them, and I'm like, I want to know, why do you do what you do? And I want to respectfully ask them, like, with all the studies and stuff. And that's funny to bring up studies to a clown. Yo, bringing studies up to a clown, like they fucking just
now listen, Jennifer. 97% of kids say they fucking hate you.
Yeah, they're terrified.
Yeah.
Like, and it's something like, it's a wiring thing too.
Well,
So, but I respect clowns. Love what you guys do. Just want to know why you're doing it.
I think what clowns who have who like grow out the horseshoe, because like that's like a stereotypical clown hair. Right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the horseshoe grown out. It's a missed opportunity where they could create designs. Like if you go through with this and you like grow it out, like I'd want to see you like fashion it into like an Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean?
I don't think I would do that. I'm not trying to look
All
like
right, maybe-
something out of the Fifth
All right,
Element.
we know
Like, I
you
just
hate
want to grow a traditional back fro with the middle
Okay,
part.
wait, well, hold on. Traditional back fro is not a thing.
I think it is. There have men that have grown it. Maybe it hasn't been.
They were all fathers of like black 70s sitcoms.
See,
That's
so
what it
it's been done.
That's what it was.
George
It has been
Jefferson,
done.
right? George Jefferson. I'm gonna grow the George Jefferson out.
World Local News fans, if you are not 100% down with Freddie growing the George Jefferson, get out of here. Find another podcast, because this is what we're all about.
So I would assume year 8, because I'm starting to lose more in the middle, but it's a way for me to be like, I don't give a fuck if I'm bald. I'm gonna look stupid. That's why I let it grow in sometime, and I don't keep it freshly shaved, just to not have to worry, because I don't want to be superficial all the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to control my life. So what do you give Sopranos on a scale of 1 to 10? What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 5.2 out of 10, because so the one cool thing about the movie is that James Gandolfini's son, James Gandolfini passed away. Tony Soprano passed away. His son plays young Tony, and he was actually really good in the movie.
Oh, that's good. Good for him. Good for the actor.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a cool moment. So and there were a couple other good performances, but overall, man, just why do we do these things? Why do we like go back to things that we loved and then ruin them?
It's because the corporations want to do another fucking
Is it
cash
just-
grab.
Is
It's a
it
cash
just
grab.
easy money?
They can't. A true artist in that situation would be like, I'm going to leave this story closed because it's a masterpiece as is.
Yeah.
It has a beginning and end, but corporations, they're trying to make more money, and that's an easy way for them to do that, which kind of fucks up art a lot of times, because a lot of Netflix shows should have stopped at a certain season and kept it and kept it preserved like that. But because, and justifiably so, I'm not going to knock anybody for getting the bag. Like they keep going until people just fucking hate it or whatever. But I don't know. Or a lot of shows hit a shift where people are like, fuck, it fucking sucked, or the ending wasn't good. Like, Game of Thrones had that. Game of Thrones rushed that last season.
There's a couple shows where like Netflix has done this with a couple shows where they'll just stop it. Like they'll just stop it for no reason. Like people absolutely love it. Like they do 2 seasons. There's no like bookend to the story, and Netflix just goes, nah, we're going to do something else now. I like that. I like that.
Netflix
I like
don't
that,
fuck around.
because I think Netflix, like streaming services like Netflix, they give creators and artists a little bit more liberty.
Yes, always down with that.
And that's cool. Like even if a TV show fails, like, of course, like there are financial repercussions, but so what? Just make a fucking another one. You're Netflix, you got all the money.
Yeah. So in Entourage, there was a guy, I think he was a musician or photographer or something. He used to always call Ari Suit. He's like, Suits.
Billy Walsh.
Him. And I didn't fully understand that until I started doing stand-up, and you start to realize what these companies do. They start giving their input because they need to justify their jobs, and they fuck up the artist's vision for for some bullshit. And now I'm like, fuck, Billy Walsh is his name. I'm like, that nigga was right. Like he was 100% correct. Like
he was right about that. That character was fucking nuts.
Suits ruin good fucking content.
It's true. And I think like when I think about myself, like everyone, like when they watch like Entourage, they're like, all right, am I the Vince? Am I the Ari? Like, where do I fit in this equation?
Yeah.
And I always thought like, of course, like, superficial, like whatever. I thought I was the Vince, but like, I was like, if I was the Ari, like I'd be the Ari that wears a suit, but like wears cool sneakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So like
that'd be a modern day Ari.
Like respects the artist. Like check out my sneaks.
Yeah.
I'm not pandering. Like I'm about this, but like also gets the business shit done. That's how I try and approach life now.
Yeah. If they redid that today, it would be I think he'd be dressed the way you're saying it.
Yeah.
Which would bring us to our next topic. I know it's down on the list, but it's just the transition seamless. Dude, Xiang, great movie. I talked about it on one of my Dolo cast. I went to watch it with you, which
it was a special moment.
It was because I got to go to Marvel movies with people I can talk about it afterwards. Yeah.
Well, not only that, was that your first time back in a theater since the quarantine pandemic?
No, I think I watched. Oh, actually, no. You know what? I think that was the first time.
It was my first time, and like you're like me, like going to the movies, like that is the shit. Like that's the event. I love going to movies,
bro. I love when a lot of these theaters are shifting into full fucking menus. You can get a burger, a fucking baked ziti. You're killing it. It's like what's your favorite thing to get in one of those full luxury joints?
Oh, I know exactly. So Alamo Theater.
That's a good one.
Alamo Draft House. Chain of theaters, amazing. If you've never been, go.
Yeah.
So not only do they have the bomb ass recliners.
Yep.
They have the best chicken tenders and fries that I've ever had in my life. And like I've had a lot of chicken tenders and fries. It's a go-to easy bar meal. Yeah. Like chicken. Who doesn't like chicken fingers? You know what I mean?
No, I think a lot of 8-year-olds also love chicken fingers.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I was expecting something a little bit more from you, Greg. You give me chicken fingers and fries.
Listen, I'm a simple man. I enjoy simple pleasures. I just got over telling you, like, if I won, $650 million in the lottery, that's too much. I'm simple, man.
Yeah.
I only want $350 million.
I like that. Like a true Northeastern scumbag, you have lottery as a possible retirement for you. That's like a legit, if I win the lottery, this is what I'm going to do. I got plans already.
Let me ask one question as it pertains.
I grew up in a family like that. My grandfather was like, "Hey, once we win this, you don't got to worry about college." I'm like, all right, cool.
Am I, building my financial empire around winning the lottery? No. Is there greater than a 0% chance that I win?
Yes.
You goddamn right. And so you can't win big unless you bet big.
That's true. All right. So how much
And
do
that
you
was
spend
a
a
gi-
month on
and that-
lottery tickets?
Oh, $20.
That's
maximum. And it depends on the size of a jackpot. Like I'm not this is where my strategy is stupid, because a smart person increases their odds by playing consistently. I think that's probably inaccurate for most games, games of chance, but whatever. So I play typically when the pots are above a certain size. And if they're not, so like I might drop $20 one month if there's like let's say 200 or above.
Yeah.
But if it's peanuts, if it's under 200
I was about
million,
to say like it's a 60 million. Not you're like, nah, it ain't even worth it. These fucking amateurs.
So what I am admitting now is that I am a dummy, and I don't have a sound strategy. But it's a game of chance. Are my odds close to zero? Yep. Are they zero? Nope. Am I going to do it when it's 650 million? You better believe it.
Okay. I respect that. I like that. I think the risk to reward there's really good. Now, is Shang-Chi the first superhero to wear Jordans in the MCU? Right? I didn't see anybody else with Jordans.
So it depends which MCU project you're talking about, because technically Miles Morales' Spider-Man wears the fresh Air Jordan 1s.
Okay. All right.
And
that's true.
In the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, which I'm sure will be probably our third movie back in theaters together.
Yeah.
He's wearing Air Jordan 1s in the trailer. Now, here's what's interesting. So Marvel gave the character Shang-Chi a big platform. Huge, right? They put my man out in some Bobo Jordans.
Okay, now explain this, because I'm not a sneakerhead.
Okay.
But explain
why, because you care about normal things.
No, explain to me why they're Bobo. Which number are these? Because I know there's a number system.
There's not even. See, this is what's so disappointing. They didn't even give Shang-Chi a numbered Jordan.
Whoa,
now, granted, I think it fits in with where the character is when we meet him, which is like he's trying to kind of be low key.
Yes.
He changes his name. So maybe he doesn't want to wear a numbered Jordan and like stand out a little bit or even be noticeable whatsoever. But I'm going to challenge that theory because like he's also out drunk, like doing karaoke.
That's true.
So really what I think is that Shang-Chi, no matter how great his talents as a martial artist are, and like the evolution of him becoming a superhero and wielding the 10 rings was amazing.
Yep.
But my man has shit taste in shoes.
Okay. So I think they're going to give the shoes a character arc as well. He starts off with non-numbered Jordans, and then eventually he goes to
the Avengers.
I mean, you can't go to the Avengers with non-numbered Jordans. Also, Shang-Chi reminds me of the Asian dude that did have the Bobo Jordans, but he had a 4.2 GPA. I didn't even know you could go over a 4.0. Some dudes had like a 4.2.
Wow, I'm learning in real. So clearly I didn't go over 4.0 because I had, or even get close to it because I had no idea.
Yeah, it was like a crazy like 108. It was like some weird shit.
Well, is that one of those weird things where they like changed the SAT so it was out of like 2,400 instead of 1,600?
I heard they stopped doing that now too.
Oh, did they?
That was weird.
Well, yeah.
Right? I was like, I thought that was going to be a thing forever, and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, maybe not. Like, what made them?
Dude, I have no idea. I am 20 years. So here, you know what's funny is I lost. The last time I played fantasy football was 2019. I played with my uncles and my cousins. I lost. I was the loser. And the punishment was that you had to study and sign up to take the SATs. And then COVID hit. And like, I was like, well, sorry guys, I can't get into a classroom. Like find something else for me to do. But I would have had to study and take the SATs. And I had to get above, I think above an 1100. Mm-hmm. Which I did when I was 18 or 17, 18. Not so sure I could do that again.
No.
Math, forget about it. So I was a little disappointed that they gave him Bobo Jordans.
Yeah.
But man, the number one, being back in a theater was amazing.
Yeah, that was good.
Number two, like so it was a great Marvel movie, and is definitely is probably in my top 6.
Yeah.
It's probably my top 6 favorite.
I think it was the best Marvel origin story. Better than Iron Man. And that was the best origin.
That's like the gold standard.
Dude. The movie it gives you different feels throughout the movie.
Yep.
Awkwafina did a good job. I thought at the beginning she was rubbing me wrong a little bit, but I thought she was going to be like OD with it, and she was not. She was good. She even had her own little character arc.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how they grow her because she's important in this whole thing too, because you know, at the end they call her up. I loved how I feel like there was a tip of the hat to every classic like martial arts piece of content. Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Avatar: The Last Airbender, fucking, you know, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Dude, all of those vibes.
That scene in the forest where his dad meets his mother, dude, it
was like ballroom dance.
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. And what's cool is
I turned over and I saw you crying.
I was crying. And I go back to watch that scene. They give you the clips, but I get overwhelmed with emotion. I'm like, this is beautiful. And the symbolism behind it too. You know, the Mandarin was his conqueror for 10,000 years. Anything he wanted, he got. The world is at his disposal. Then he goes into this forest and he meets this lady who ends up being the love of his life, but she fucking puts it on him, dude.
Oh, she
easily
puts it on him.
Just like so graceful, dude. She was fucking just. Whew, I'm getting chills when I talk about it.
Yeah, dude. She was like line dancing, slamming him into the ground. It was great.
Fucking jumping in the air. I was like, yo. Yeah. And then like the fucking just using his energy against them. And it was so beautiful. And the symbolism of just like the woman of his dreams, like sweeping him off his feet. I thought was so beautiful. Yeah. Like she literally.
No wonder you cried.
Yeah. Dude, like it was just like, you know, because I love my girl. So I'm like, oh, this is what she did to me symbolically. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the last thing that I thought, I agree with all of that, but it made me start thinking about like other underrepresented groups that need a superhero.
Oh, before we jump into that, let's just shout out because like watching it, I was like happy for Asians. I was like, yo, this is fucking awesome.
I was like, this is a come up moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, this, you know, it probably won't stop Asian hate, but it's going to help.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't know.
It's not going to stop it completely. People still hate Asians.
Dude, it could be because, you know, like in Chinese, when people, I think the word is like what or something, or it's like a verbal filler, but it's niga. It's like saying so maybe like someone's walking by and they're talking and they're like, oh, niga, and they're like, oh, what you fucking call me? You know what I'm saying? That could be a possible explanation to this going on, because literally in Chinese, niga is a verbal filler when they're talking and thinking. I feel like I just blew your mind right there.
I don't even know how to react. Yeah, I mean, like for sure that would cause.
Greg's like, how could I use this as a verbal filler?
Yeah, I mean, white guys just don't get, we just don't have any excuses. You know what I mean? Like we can't be like, oh yeah, that was a stutter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I spent 2 weeks in China, dude. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to, fucking.
That's like, well, actually, dude, I went and taught English in China for a year. So, this part of it's my culture.
They gave me the pass.
Yeah. It's like, nah, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Shang-Chi, you had something to say about?
Yeah, I started thinking about like underrepresented groups that like need a superhero. You know what I mean? Like Black Panther.
Yeah, but all right, so
Captain Marvel was for the women.
Terrible for the women. I do not think she's for the women. She's boring. She is a stiff.
Okay, well they
fucked that up. Wanda is a much more for women because Wanda's fucking crazy. Wanda's a fucking psycho, but she's powerful as fuck and the strongest person on that whole team.
Well, And so Marvel didn't want to go too real with it. You know what I mean? Maybe they wanted to still keep it in fantasy.
Yeah. Captain Marvel. And I try because I don't like nerds that are like, oh, they don't fucking like. All right. So the scene in Avengers when all the women teamed up on the battlefield.
I hated that.
I loved it so much. I know it was contrived.
Yeah. And
it kind of what took you out of the story. But I thought that was fucking cool.
It was. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. If you're a nerd and a fan like we are, it's cool. But like societally speaking, like noobs,
Yeah.
Like it's a heavy-handed,
just like women, like just
but like I thought the cooler moment from a female empowerment thing was like when what's her name, Valkyrie took the Infinity Gauntlet from Spider-Man. To me, that was a moment of like not only is Valkyrie like Queen King of Asgard, but she's also like, hey, let me take the most important thing in the most important battle and like let me secure it. I got that.
Valkyrie would be another person that if I would work for that studio, I would spin into the woman, like, because she
100%
interesting character. When you meet her, she's running from her problems, alcoholic, drunk, is trying to escape, and then she has her call to action, and now she's the fucking King of Asgard, and she's legit badass. Like she was a fucking Valkyrie, and that scene when all her women died, dude, she's gone through shit. She's way more dimensions than Captain Marvel. And I give a ton of benefit of the doubt, but I really hope they do something with that. I hope they make her better, because they did it to Thor. So, you know, if Captain Marvel could get the Thor treatment, that'd be tight. Shang-Chi.
So I feel like, all right. So I came up with one that I'd like to workshop with you.
Okay.
Because like I think we need a Dominican. We need a Dominican superhero, dude.
All right, but does Miles? Because to me,
is Miles Dominican?
No, he's half Puerto Rican, half black. But to me, that's just Dominican. So I just like I count that as like, all right, they're kind of represent me there. I don't need to be exact with my representation. Like I'm cool with like, all right, that's close enough.
But you know, that's very funny. That's very funny.
That's like legit how I feel. I'm like,
can you imagine if like most like. If all cultures thought like that, like
close enough,
just close enough, dude.
I love close enough, dude. When I do math, I'm like, if the answer's 40 and my answer is 38, I'm like, all right, I was close. Like, I don't beat myself up.
All right, so you're not you don't care about the Dominican superhero, like
no, I think,
but like maybe like his superpower is like Dominican pride.
No,
but like also. Like the joke you make in your stand-up, like not impregnating a woman by 30. Like, like maybe they have like Ken doll genitals. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
my God, every Dominican would kill themselves if that happened. No, we got to do. So Dominicans are really good barbers. They're known for having like the fucking straightest lineups. Maybe we could do.
Oh, dude, I've had a Dominican barber. That dude is for sure a superhero,
right?
All right, so
I feel like
wow. So I think Dominicans are actually real life superheroes, and they don't need representation in movies because like I've gotten a good fade before. You know what I mean?
They're barbers are heroes in their own way. All right. So this Dominican superhero will be a barber, and he can fucking use blades and shit. And like,
yes,
dude,
the barber.
El Barbero, El Barbero, fucking
Barbero
for you, yeah, El Barbero, yeah, El Barbero, El Barbero, Barbero, yeah, El Barbero. Dímelo, loco. Fucking just
okay. Now this comes at a pivotal. This is a pivotal moment where El Barbero either sounds like a pretty good superhero or an amazing villain.
Damn it! All right, maybe. He could be a good Spider-Man villain. That seems like perfect for Spider-Man.
That's what I'm thinking.
His
he can cut through the webs.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
El Barbero.
El Barbero.
Like El Barbero should be a part of the. I'm not going to continue to roll my R's because I.
Oye, Spider-Man. Ven aquí, mamá huevo. Ven aquí. Oye, ven aquí. ¿Qué este tipo?
He's like a part of the Sinister Six.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like. Papi, I got to cut the hair.
Yeah.
Like, I can't make it today.
No, yo tengo que trabajar. I gotta work, papi. I gotta work. El Barbero, bro. That's actually that was a nice little riff.
That's dude. A layup, Marvel.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Well,
so Shang-Chi's worth it. People should go see it. What else? Do you have anything else on it?
No.
The villain. We haven't talked about the villain yet.
The Mandarin.
The Mandarin. Not a one-dimensional. Like he. It was great because I would have done the same thing he did.
Yeah, I think that's the cool, like, if you're going to tell a story and your story has a villain, like, please write it in a way where you kind of root for the villain. Or at minimum, you, like, sympathize. And, like, that's what I think makes Black Panther and Shang-Chi stand out as, like, solo movies. is like the villains were super compelling. So like going back to Iron Man, like the villain in Iron Man 1 is not super compelling, but man, Killmonger, an incredible villain.
Yep.
Like you get it, right?
Yep.
And with the Mandarin, like Wong Wu, like you get it.
100%. Yeah. He was legit in love. There was no bullshit. He dropped the rings, and you saw he found everything he needed. He had his family. It was like, I'm getting chills now, dude. It was so good. So I highly recommend World Local News. Go check it out. It's a great movie.
You highly recommend World Local News?
I do too. I meant the listeners. Yeah. Oh, and do listen to World Local News on the way to watch Shang-Chi. You can
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Speaking of Shang-Chi, our universe's Shang-Chi, Andrew Yang is no longer, he's leaving the Democratic Party and becoming an independent. So all I know is that because you told it to me before the show.
Yeah.
And I'm so hyped for that, bro, because we need, fuck this two-party system. You know how I am with that.
Yeah.
Fucking, so tell us about this, bro.
So Andrew Yang releases, what's today? Monday, October 4th. Andrew Yang released a statement today saying that he is leaving the Democratic Party. He's becoming an independent. He, I think like the major, the crux of his decision was basically like, hey, I've done all of these things. I don't feel like there's conversation happening that reflects like what I used to stand for as a Democrat. I'm not as excited. And so I'm going to become an independent now. So good on him. I mean, I think after, not to be too harsh, but like after not getting nominated to run for president, not winning the New York City mayor election.
Yeah.
I might go and find some people who, aligned with my politics a little bit more.
Yeah. And he seems like a strategist. And I feel like he's thinking, he can feel that there's this two-party system. People are starting to get to their peak with this.
Yeah. Boiling point.
Especially with the way things are going with Joe Biden, they're not that much better. So I feel like, I don't know. I feel like we're going to get closer to that. And I think him making that move over there gives a little bit more validity to a third party in some way.
I would love if he actually stuck to that. And he's like, hey, I'm going to create a viable, and that's the key word, a viable independent party that is going to be nuanced. There's going to be dialogue. There's going to be conversation. Like that's a tall ask. And I hope that he is dedicated to the long term to doing that, because, whatever this party is called, if he goes that route, like it's not going to influence the 2022 elections. Nope. It can't happen that fast. Most likely it can't happen fast enough to influence the 2024. So like 2028, 2026,
something like that. Yeah.
Like, all right, like, hey, start a party, start selecting, identifying and selecting people at local elections.
Yeah.
And then you build up, right?
Yeah.
What I hope he doesn't do, and he's a businessman, so, he could go down this route, is like sell his services to the highest bidder.
I feel like there's always that threshold that people cross. Yeah. If anyone's not going to succumb to that, I think he's one of those. Bernie fell to that. Bernie has now become like a shill of the Democrat type thing. He's kind of running against the things that he was really, really hype on when he came out, and which I think because he had a grassroots effort, he was the only politician that I was like, he believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
But I think since then, since like 2016, some things have changed. He's crossed that threshold. I think Andrew Yang, is one of those that I think could hold strong. Hopefully,
could be. So it was interesting. Like Yang worked in some capacities with the Obama campaign in 2008 and 2012 in like various capacities, like some were official, some were unofficial. He backed Bernie in 2016. But when Hillary won, he like backed her because he was like her against Trump. And then
even though she robbed him of that, like it should have been Bernie going up against Trump. And I think Bernie would have actually beat Trump in 2016. But they took that election from him. The DNC fucked over Bernie Sanders. Like that's insane.
I think a lot of people would argue that they fucked him over twice.
What's the second one? I don't know about the second one.
2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, you can only have, one old white dude. The story always goes one old white guy to rule them all. And so, Biden, I said this before, like Biden should have been the guy in 2016. Like that he,
yeah.
If you're a Democrat, Biden in 2016 beats Trump every single time. There's too much momentum coming off the Obama administration and not enough I think not enough negative energy surrounding him at that time where and the social media landscape was different. So like digging things up or like getting as nasty as the 2020 election got, like, I don't think it would have been that way.
Yeah. But I agree with you, Greg, on the long-term strategy that Andrew Yang has to play. And I also want to put that on the people that want a third party, people like myself voting third party. Expect to take the L's the next 2 to 3 elections.
Yeah.
But the more people you get voting third party,
that's right.
You start polling at 10%, then or whatever,
that's
Libertarian, right. Green Party. I don't give a fuck as long as it's third party.
Yeah.
Then they can get on the debate stage, and then things. That's a big step that we're very close to because now the third party's polling at like 9% or something like that. Yeah. It's very, very close.
Yeah. I mean, I think the 2020 election was the closest it got to like being on the debate stage.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I think the last time that happened was either Ralph Nader or
Ross Perot.
Or my man Ross Perot.
Ross Perot.
Can I finish? Yeah. I mean, so like you have to fail. Like, I think you have to actually like rush and get some candidates out there for a third party. Well, number one, you have to like put out like what your philosophy is, right? Like it's a no-brainer that Andrew Yang is going to continue to focus on universal basic income, pilot that out. Well, he wanted to pilot that out in New York City, but he lost. So, 0 for 2 on that. But like, you have to put out some local politicians. You have to fail. You have to fail at some like national races, like Senate seats, House seats, and then you have to fail at a presidential. He's probably going to be. He would be the nominee for his own party, I would imagine. In 2024, and you have to go through that process and fail again. But along the way, like you have to do what the Democrats did in Georgia in 2020, which
like
is
get
a shitload of people to register to vote. Make voting as easy as possible.
Yeah.
Give access to as many people as possible to vote. Like that is the crux of in my opinion, like that's the only way that a third party can become viable is like, number one, you have to educate the population about what your party is about.
Yeah.
But number two, like you have to get more people to vote and you have to make it easier for them to vote because like the 2020 had the highest turnout for an election, but like that's going to drop off in 2024 most likely. But like it's still like less than half of the population that votes, like eligible voters vote. So like you have to do like
yeah, I don't blame people for not voting. That whole like if you don't vote, you don't get to whatever. It's just people are fucking tired, man. The people have been beat the fuck up. So I just I like this Andrew Yang move. I think he's fucking. I think
we're gonna track it.
Yeah, we're gonna track it here.
We're gonna see what he's all about. Maybe we'll get him on the program, do an interview. He's an accessible guy.
He is.
I just thought, we talked about Italian stereotypes. There are certainly Asian stereotypes.
Yeah.
I would say number one, math, right?
Yes.
Good at math.
100%.
Andrew Yang started his campaign by wearing hats that said math and yes,
it's a universal language.
Yes. Math scores and math proficiency needs to improve in this country. But it's like, dude, don't be the first Asian presidential candidate and wear a hat that says math. That's
why. Because
that
you feel
to
like
me is the equivalent of the all-female scene in Avengers Endgame.
I feel like wearing a math hat with the way how dumb our country is, it ignited like that feeling of like people probably wanted to punch him in the face. Like, oh,
do you think do you think it ignited a conversation about, hey, we need to improve our test scores in math, or do you think it ignited a conversation about Asian stereotypes?
Bro, I like that. I like the fucking math. I'm gonna put
dude, you are pro Yang. I think Andrew Yang has a new party member.
If I don't think I really like his politics really like that. But if he's leading the third party, I will vote for him just so we can have a third party. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not beholden to anybody. Unless if Fox News comes with a check, I will be the next candidate. So, but other than that,
dude,
like,
if Fox News wants to syndicate this podcast and they give us a bag,
yeah. I would tell him, I'd be like, Greg will do blackface and everything. We can do this.
100%.
Let's go.
Would you do whiteface?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think a non-white person would get canceled in this day and age for doing whiteface?
A non-white no. You can still, I think black people, we got about 7 years where we could still whiteface comfortably.
Yeah.
It'll start getting uncomfortable after
now.
7.
What if you're Puerto Rican and half black?
Then you're Spider-Man. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, here's what I hope happens with Andrew Yang.
Oh, that was a good place to end it.
And this is a good segue into the next topic.
Oh, perfect.
So what I hope he does is he, as best as he can, creates a party that tries to unify, right? Because we're still in a place where, like, you know, famous people come out and express an opinion, and everyone jumps on it. If it doesn't align with what you think, or what's right or whatever, if it's just different, you're getting some backlash.
Yeah.
And two prime examples that have happened in the past month are Joe Rogan and Cardi B, aka Cardigan Bardigan.
Yeah, bro. So let's start with Cardi B. I think she's the easier one. I
lay out for anyone who doesn't know, like, what happened.
So Cardi B said that her cousin's friend got the COVID vaccine and his balls swelled up.
Yeah.
So that's what she said. And then Twitter went after her. The internet went after her.
Went absolutely nuts.
Yeah. So Cardi B, I don't even know what the fuck I wanted to say about her. Well, I mean, she's just, I think just the whole my cousin's friend should have made everybody just go, okay, this isn't like, no, this is
oh, your cousin's friend. Oh,
yeah.
Well, this must be sound, research, verified, proven information. How bad do you feel for the cousin's friends? The cousin's friend, and how bad do you feel for his balls?
You gotta hope that the cousin has like a lot of friends, because if he has 3 friends, then they're gonna be like, one of you 3 niggas got swollen balls. What are we gonna do about this?
Drop your pants.
Yeah.
Show me your balls. We're gonna figure out who this is.
What if he's like, look, they're fucking, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
They're
like,
fine. They're normal size.
Yeah.
What if he just had like big balls? You know what I mean?
Or that. There's dudes that just have big balls and a pokey dick that comes out the top. Like, it's not.
It happens.
But yeah, she got dragged and she got labeled as an anti-vaxxer, which I think that might have been a little much if she just said my cousin's friend.
So is it a pro-vaccine sentiment? No, it's one of these things that like this new category has been created. Instead of being an anti-vaxxer, you're vaccine hesitant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it more so fell because, like, did she ever say if she got vaccinated or not?
No, I don't know. It kind of just the story just kind of went by the wayside. Yeah.
So, like, I think it's more of a without saying if she's vaccinated or not. I think it falls under like a vaccine hesitancy thing which has like swept social media, of course. And it's like
here that's that whole thing. The nuance here is like if someone genuinely is afraid about the vaccine because it was fast tracked, even though now enough time has passed to where and enough doses have been given with data and all that stuff. Yeah. There's the data favors like just getting it for chances. But if someone legitimately is like, my health, I think something might happen to me. I get that. I understand.
Well, that's something that you figure out when you consult with a professional.
Yeah. But even then, even if they don't believe the doctor, if you're legit, like, I'm afraid for my health, great. But what I think is funny is the people that I feel like are only not getting that vaccine or getting the vaccine because of the political leanings. I think that's a terrible way to do business. And I think that's the majority of people that have gotten or not gotten. This is on both sides that have not gotten it. It's their political party because they don't want to be. They want to be in the fucking crowd that they think is cool. And I think that's a big part of it.
That's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And like that, that speaks to like what you would love to see from a new political party is someone who doesn't like politicize science and data and something like or a global pandemic.
Yeah.
But did you hear about there was an NBA player who plays for the Golden State Warriors. His name is Andrew Wiggins. Of course, or not of course, the city of San Francisco has an indoor vaccine mandate. So like if you're an employee of a company in San Francisco, you have to be vaccinated.
Okay.
So Andrew Wiggins was the only player or member of the coaching staff that wasn't vaccinated. And so the NBA came out and they were like, hey, if you play in a city where there's a vaccine mandate and you don't have it, well, you're not going to get paid. If you don't show up to work, you're not going to get paid. And they were able to do that most likely because there was like a clause in the collective bargaining agreement between the players and the league where you could do that. Now, this was announced last week. Now, guess what happened on Saturday or Sunday? I can't remember which day. Oh, well, Andrew Wiggins got vaccinated.
Oh, because his money.
Because
yeah.
So what
That's
was
millions of dollars.
Oh, millions.
I'm laughing at the people that didn't want to get it, but they have to get it because like their parents live in Delaware. And they gotta now go against their whatever supposed principles because they gotta go to Delaware. Those are the people I think about and laugh at.
Get that tax-free vaccine.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a friend who lives in Philadelphia, and his wife is a nurse, and she got not early access, so she was on the early priority list to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
And they have a young daughter, and he was like, well, shit, man, she's still going into the hospital every day.
Yeah.
And he wasn't eligible in Pennsylvania, and he wasn't going to be eligible for like months and months. So he found a state, I think it was Tennessee, where there were no, like, you didn't need to live in that state to get the vaccine.
Yeah.
So he like flew down to Tennessee twice to get the vaccine. He like had a barbecue meal. Like he said, he went for a run one of the visits, and then like got on a plane a couple hours later and came back.
So he got the vaccine?
Yeah. But he got it in Tennessee.
Why?
He went out of state because he couldn't get access to it in Pennsylvania around the same time his wife did.
Yeah.
And he wanted to. And so he was like, well, shit, I could fly down to Tennessee and get it.
I love that Tennessee or like Nashville's like the bachelorette capital. I picture him at a bar. Yeah, I just came down here to get the vaccine. Like
he's just drunk without a mask in a bar.
Yeah.
It's like, I got vaccinated.
Yeah. You girls have fun. I'll get these girls the shots. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny,
dude. So I sound a little congested now. It's a sinus infection, but I thought it was COVID for a little bit. So I get a COVID test. Thank God it was negative. But there was a point where I'd missed work and I was like low energy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope this is COVID. I hope it's a positive so that I can go to my doctor and ask for ivermectin.
Oh, dude, you want the
I would have definitely one just to see what my doctor would have said. It would have been a nice little social experiment.
It would have.
And then also I know Joe Rogan took it and it fucking it cleared him up in 2 days. I mean,
well, in addition to like the 12 other things that he said he took.
What did he take? Like zinc and hydrochloroquine?
Yeah, he said he took it all.
But even with that, I mean, he got cleared up in 2 days. That's the quickest COVID recovery I've heard since this whole thing started. Typically, if you're not vaccinated, you probably out for like 2 weeks. If you get vaccinated and you get it, maybe down for like a week or something like that. So when I heard he got cleared up in 2 days, I was like, what the fuck? Like,
social media did not like what he had to say about that at all. So you're a man of science.
Yeah.
You understand how this works.
Yeah.
What's the deal with ivermectin? Is it horse tranquilizer? But
in large doses, it is a dewormer of or I think
not a horse tranquilizer.
Or
Dewormer.
dewormer, but it is a drug for humans. It's won Nobel Prize. It's been heavily studied. It works.
So well,
it works with minimal side effects.
It works for what though?
I don't know that part.
So it's real interesting. It's real interesting. The crowd that would say, like, I'm not going to get the vaccine because I don't know what's in it.
Yeah.
That would take ivermectin, no matter what it was for, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Those motherfuckers don't know
what's in ivermectin.
What's in ivermectin?
Yeah.
Just as much as they wouldn't know what's in the vaccine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you can go and buy a bottle of water.
Yeah.
And some bottles of water, there's more than one ingredient.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, maybe I should buy the water that's 100% water and not the water that has like, sodium in it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Dasani garbage water that has like bits of trash in it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a proud Dasani drinker.
Well, now I know why you're garbage.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's why my immune system's fucking.
It says the guy who has a sinus infection.
This is my first one in like 5 years, bro. I don't get sick.
I just get depression. Good, does it? Oh, you just get.
That's my sickness. Yeah, yeah.
Sickness.
I rarely get colds. I just get like every like fucking 3 to 6 weeks. I'm just like, why am I doing any of this?
Yeah, depression is real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Would you take ivermectin would you recommend taking ivermectin for depression?
I think it does work for depression as long as you take it up the ass. And I'm down with that, bro. Ivermectin. I don't even know her.
Dewormer. I just met her.
Yeah. Bro, that was the best. That was good. That was so good.
That was good. Shit, man. I mean, so what's interesting is like, you can't make the argument like there's not enough long-term data on the vaccines or
that window has passed. That window has passed.
Or I don't know what's in it, and then be like, hey, dude, like definitely take ivermectin. You know what I mean? There's no studies on there's no long-term studies on ivermectin treating COVID, let alone anything other than like whatever it originally won a Nobel Prize for. It wasn't COVID. It wasn't.
No.
So like clearly it wasn't for that.
Next episode, well, I'll update that. I'll figure out what the thing is.
My issue is that hypocritical logic has just muddied all conversations.
And I think a lot of those people fall into that category of they're just not doing it or they did it because of their political party.
Yeah.
That's where you can't really tell them one way or the other. But ivermectin is something that you should talk to your doctor about. There were some overdoses. I think it was only 2. And those were people that weren't getting it from a doctor. They try to go rogue, outside of the system.
Dude, if I, knock on wood, if I get COVID, I'm going to take Haribo gummy bears because there's just as many long-term studies as on Haribo gummy bears and their effects for treating COVID than there are, a lot of these things.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Haribo gummy bears are objectively delicious.
Yeah, yeah.
So there you go.
I don't think anybody's gonna fight you on that.
No one's gonna fight me on that. Yeah. And honestly, if I start a third party, that's
the gummy bear party.
That's the science.
That sounds like people are getting fucked. There's a room where there's fucking happening. At
everyone's gonna get the diabetes. Everyone's gonna have the sugars. Everyone's gonna have the sugars.
Dude, I think this was a great episode back.
Wonderful episode back.
Yeah,
from just normal things.
Yeah, just nothing. There was no long gap. We definitely didn't lose interest after the election. And things just got muddied. We're just normal. Just
neither one of us were depressed for multiple months at a time.
Yeah.
So Fredy, let the listeners know where they can find you, and then I'll close this out.
Find me on Instagram and TikTok, Fredy Valoy, and then also a YouTube channel, Fredy Valoy, FreddyValoy. Greg?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, Greg Perlman. You can follow World Local News on Instagram. Please make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Bye.